Hey guys, great work on completing week one. So every week I'll usually create just a really quick, short little announcement video, talk about some things that there's things to talk about, stuff like that. So that's kind of what this is. So to just get started, I thought it'd be fun to show you guys because you guys are going to be creating stuff every week. So sometimes maybe I'll share something I'm creating with you guys. So here's a painting I did this week. And since you guys are learning about color this week, you can see it's a complementary color scheme, right? With kind of an orange, browns with blues. So just something kind of fun I thought I'd show you guys. I love creating. I think that it's really important to create as often as you can, whatever it is, right? Some people create music, some people create really amazing food. I like to create illustrations and stuff. So a couple little things I just wanted to let you guys know about. One is this course, Com 130, just went through a really major kind of change in the design and how it works. And so some things are still being worked on. And so if you ever have questions or something like that, please let me know. Also, if you ever get too far ahead, you might actually run into some stuff that's still being maybe altered a little bit. So, you don't want to really get over 2 weeks ahead of the course, right? So just something to kind of be aware of. So, and there might be some little things. For instance, there's a video that I'm probably going to make based off of some of the stuff with the changes in the course. I'm going to make a little video just introducing the concept of design a little bit, and that would be something I normally would have shared in week one, right? So I'm going to share that today with you guys. After I make this one, I'll share that one as well. But that's the idea, is that there's going to be some little things maybe as I'm going. If you have ever questions or something, let us know, and I can let the designers and stuff know so we can help make this the new changes work out and make this the best course possible. That's kind of the idea why they made the changes. Another thing, just really important, make sure you always submit your work early. Not on time, but early, because the comm department has a no late work accepted policy. I am required to follow that as one of the instructors of this course. So I have to follow that. So if you're submitting stuff late, you get your mulligan, right? You get a mulligan. That means you get to turn something in 2 days late, up to 2 days late, after the assignment is due, if you need to, because you're sick, your technology has problems with your technology, whatever. So you get one of those, but you get one of those. So make sure that you're not submitting stuff late, okay? So just always, and even if you're just like a minute late, it's late. So just make sure you're always submitting stuff early. Like I recommend a few hours early, even the morning before it's due or the day before it's due, so you can get it done, so that if there's something that goes wrong, you have a chance to make some changes or to get things fixed so you can submit it. But remember too that as an instructor, kind of my job is to help you go through this course. So please feel free to always ask me questions. If there's problems going on in your life with anything, please communicate them with me so we can kind of find a way to make it work, okay? So always make sure you're communicating with me, especially if things are going wrong. And don't wait till like after everything goes wrong and then be like, hey, this is why I didn't submit it. Why did I get a 0? And it's like, well, you never communicate with me. I don't know what's going on. You got to talk to me. So make sure you're always communicating with me when things are going wrong or even when things are going right. I like getting nice emails and happy emails every now and then. And with communication, I really would love to hear from you guys in Facebook. And I've had a couple of you, I really enjoyed getting to know everybody when you introduced yourselves. I'd also really love you guys to share things you're learning as we're doing the readings. These readings are crucial to your success in this class, because understanding the principles of design is a big part of your grade on each of the projects, is how well you implement them. So really understanding them as much as possible right now is good. And so one of the things besides just any questions or comments you have about what you're reading, what you've read about contrast and repetition and alignment and proximity, please go find some examples. Go find some examples that you can then share. And this week with color, there's going to be a Facebook post where I want you guys to share examples of color and stuff. And so, even if it's something like, here's a birthday card. What are things that they did well and maybe stuff they didn't do so well, right? I mean, in this example, the alignment is kind of weak. But you could talk about how, and the contrast is kind of weak, right? Because on your birthday's big, a little bit bigger than and always, but not very. So, there are some problems here. But we could talk about also the color, right? Since you guys are going to be reading about color, and hey, this is a complementary color scheme, and because it's yellow and purple, and so that looks really nice, and so stuff like that. So please, and it could be anything too. Here's an example of a magazine that I get because I'm a scout leader in my ward. A good example here with the, contrast, right? Big word, and then little tiny words up there at the top. And so that's really good. Proximity, right? I know that this text right here, the lead, inspire, explore, and the date right here goes with the word scouting more than forward progress goes with it, because there's this big space here for proximity. So do this. And if it's easier to make a little video or something using YouTube, you can do that. Make a little video, showing it, and then upload it to YouTube and post the link. I don't care if you take a photo, do a video. Please share some examples. It's a real, and then discuss it. And maybe I'll try to come up with even some questions or things that I could ask in these discussions. Because the more you talk about it, the more you look for examples, things like that, the better you're going to be at this. So right now, there's not a lot to do, but you should invest some personal time in really getting these principles down, getting the concepts with color theory and then typography down. So really make sure you spend time on that. Also, one of the things that will happen that really helps me and can help you a little bit too is when you submit something, every time you submit it, by default, iLearn will send an email to your BYU Idaho email address, and it's called a submission receipt, and you'll get that for every assignment, every project you submit. Please make sure that when you submit something, you guys are going to be submitting your first little assignment this week, right? When you submit that, make sure you get that email. If you haven't gotten that email, then you could email me and say, hey, I thought I submitted this, but I can't find a submission receipt. Can you check for me? Or you could try to submit it a second time just to make sure it is submitted and make sure you get that receipt. Make sure you get those receipts and save them until at least the end of the semester. Because I've had students before, they're like, oh, I thought I submitted it. And I say, there's nothing in there, nothing submitted. It doesn't say anything was ever submitted. Oh, I thought I did. Well, can you check for a submission receipt? I delete those. It's like, well, how can you prove? I need some evidence here to show me that, yeah, I submitted it. I don't know why it's not there. So make sure you do that. It's also kind of just a check for you, because some of those students will also say, oh, maybe I forgot to submit it, and I just thought I did. And you don't want to get a 0 because you forgot to submit it, right? Okay, so this is going too long. So that's just what I wanted to say. Make sure you keep those. You can create a new folder. Even if you look on the left-hand side, I think on the toolbar, there's a thing that says like new folder. You can click that, make a new folder, call it like, Com 130 submission receipts. And then just every time you get a submission receipt, click and hold on the email on the right-hand side and drag it and drop it into there. And then boom, you can save them all in one spot. Just don't delete them. Make sure you save them so that you can use that. Okay, well, please, I'm really excited to hear some of the things you guys are learning about in Facebook this week, so please go on and share about that as you do the reading. Don't forget to get the reading done and the quiz done, and then to complete the little, mini activity this week, as well as you're going to be submitting setting up your blog post or your blog for the class. Okay, so really excited to get to see all these things, and we'll talk to you guys next week.